ahead with that, Warren. Okay. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the October 21st special meeting, public hearing, and workshop of the Hyde Park Town Board. Please join me while we pledge allegiance to our flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we have a few minutes that we have to wait to begin the public hearing. So just give a little town board update. The first thing is that our media equipment is not operating properly, so we're fortunate that the media has a separate camera that they can use, and we'll be putting these videos on YouTube. They're also hoping to broadcast them on the regular Channel 22, but Herb just let us know that it was not even functioning at that level to rebroadcast. So right now we're waiting to have Cablevision come in and work with them to figure out what the exact issue is. So we apologize definitely to the folks out who are interested in watching and like to watch, and hopefully we'll have that remedied as soon as possible.
To access the YouTube videos,
yes, sure, go ahead.
People just need to go to hydeparkny.us and then go to Government and Town Board, and then, I'm sorry, I'm wrong. What is it, Herb?
Tell us, Herb.
We've
simplified things. It's right on the home page. There's a link that'll take you right to the videos. Once you get to the video page, you select either Town Board or Planning Board and click what meeting you want and go right to YouTube.
Wonderful. All right.
Okay, so we definitely apologize for any inconvenience, and hopefully we'll have this up and running very soon. Some other updates. We had a very good week here in Town Hall. If anyone has had the opportunity to read the paper, or actually it was on Cablevision News. On Friday, we received a grant from the county executive, the county, Dutchess County, for shared service. Hyde Park was the lead on the an application with 12 towns to purchase the software Municity, which will be a great benefit to our planning, building, and zoning departments. And it's actually going to be an improvement in the ability for the public to access documents and applications, so it's very much a business-friendly type of improvement. It will also offer the ability for our staff to track applications and to put that information in right from the field, so that should expedite the process as well. And it will also provide the zoning and administrator and inspector, our building inspectors, to track complaints and issues, and also we'll be able to follow up on those and hopefully bring in additional revenue that way. So we're very grateful for the county for providing this grant opportunity, and it was a very interesting project to pull together 12 towns to put this in. Obviously, we all felt the need to improve this together, so we had the county executive and our legislators here to make that announcement. So that was one good point of progress. And then today we received from...
I'm sorry, we also received the one for this fall.
You're right, absolutely. Yeah, why don't you talk about that, Ken?
Sure, I worked with Walt Doyle, our highway superintendent, and Mike Pfeiffer from Town of Poughkeepsie, along with Supervisor Todd Tancredi, for a shared grant for application that goes onto our trucks for putting down the proper amount of salt, so that way we can have some savings. There's about a 30% savings they're suggested, if not more, with this application that we can put onto our trucks that'll be on the roadways. And that was a $357,000 grant that was awarded between Town of Poughkeepsie and Town of Hyde Park. So we're excited about that as well.
And want to thank our highway super for working with Town of Poughkeepsie to bring that home. And so again, that's right. And so then so that was 2 grants, and then the third is today Senator Terry Gibson, our state senator Terry Gibson, brought a very large check. I don't know if you can get that on the video, Herb. Essentially an award for a $100,000 grant for to improve our business district, and it will be for a sewer sewer engineering study as well as for streetscape enhancements. So we feel really excited about that because it's a process that, we've been working on really ever since we came into office, to establish ways that we can create a more vibrant downtown. And so we're very thankful for the awarding of those monies. And they will really be seed money because in order to obtain future grants, you really have to have the plans in place. So that's really what this money is going to enable us to do. So those were two things that we felt, we're very proud of and very thankful for. So I don't know if anyone else has any other updates. Are we yet there to go ahead with the public hearing? I think we're close enough. So I would like to ask Madam Clerk to go ahead and read the public hearing notice.
Notice is hereby given that the town assessor of the town of Hyde Park, Dutchess County, New York, filed proposed assessment rolls for fiscal year 2014 for the properties within the special improvement districts in the town of Hyde Park pursuant to Town Law, Section 239. Please take further notice that pursuant to Section 239 of the Town Law, the Town Board will conduct a public hearing at Town Hall, 4383 Albany Post Road, Hyde Park, New York, starting at 7 o'clock on Monday, October 21st, 2013, to hear any objections which may be made to the proposed benefit assessment rolls for the following special improvement districts: Arbors Water District, Greenfields Water District, Greenfield Sewer District, Green Bush Water District, Violet Avenue Water District, Quaker Hill Water District, Pine Brook Estates Water District, Pine Brook Estates Sewer District, Pine Brook Lighting District, Vanderburg Cove Sewer District Number 2, Consolidated Lighting District, and Quaker Lane Ambulance District. Please take further notice that no special assessments will be considered. Please take further notice that copies of the proposed benefit assessment rolls have been filed in the office of the town clerk, 4383 Albany Post Road, Hyde Park, New York, and are available for inspection during regular business hours, Monday through Friday, 8:30 till 4 o'clock, by order of the Town Board of the Town of Hyde Park, dated October 2nd, 2013. Hyde Park, New York, Donna McGrogan, Town Clerk.
Thank you very much, Clerk. Okay, so do we have anyone in the public who would like to make a comment on this, the special district benefit assessment rolls? It doesn't look like that's the case. So do I have a motion to close the public hearing?
Motion made.
And a second?
Second?
And all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And just as a point of explanation, these are our special districts, and what this is referring to is that if anyone was interested in seeing how their property was assessed, whether it was one benefit unit or a couple, or they were able to come in and take a look because they were available at the clerk's office.
For the water and
For the
wastewater.
water and wastewater districts, and I think a lighting district and the Quaker Lane Ambulance District as well. So without further ado, then I think we should just go ahead and, did we need to call the roll on that or no?
I think we're fine.
Okay.
Mine's just different.
All right, so do you want to go ahead with the workshop discussion on the 2014 budget? We have our comptroller here, Tom Carey, to lead us in that discussion.
You should have two packets. One says Highway Fund and one says General Fund. These are, I'll call them work drafts.
Can you bring your, a little closer?
Can you hear me now?
Can you hear okay, Herb, or? A little bit. Okay.
These are documents to review for the preliminary budget filing. Okay, this is in handwritten format. We took the tentative budget and we went through and fine-tuned a lot of the accounts. What I'd like to do is cover the highway fund first. It's the easier one because we had a contract settlement with the labor union. So basically what we did is revise the payroll compensation costs based on the agreement with the union, and we also had to adjust certain benefit costs. So it's a 6-page document. It's on the top. It says Proposed Highway Fund Preliminary Budget. Anybody have that?
I'm
Yeah,
not sure.
Ken, do you have it? Because
I
we
don't
have an
have
extra one down here.
That's right,
probably.
I'll share, I can share with Bill.
You sure? Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
So basically what I've done is, if you look at the document, this is the same budget that you had handed out to you for the tentative budget, and I hand wrote the adjustments to the right that I'm suggesting that we go with for the preliminary budget totals, okay?
Okay.
For example, if you look on page 1 of 6, the first page on the bottom, it'll show you the
Total,
personal services for general repair maintenance of the roads.
yep,
The tentative amount was $250,894. It is now $259,238. The change is based on the labor union contract settlement, okay? So what we're doing is, now that we know that, it's a good thing. So what we do is we adjusted, if you go to the next page, we adjusted various expense accounts that are related to the contract settlement, okay? So in other words, we changed the compensation, longevity, we changed Social Security and retirement costs. And if you go through this, basically what I did is I wrote down only the changes. The other accounts will stay the same. So in a nutshell, what will happen is money's moved back into certain accounts and take them from the contingent account that was in the highway fund balance, in the highway budget. And in a nutshell, the bottom line will not change. We'll still file a highway budget of $3,010,124. So we just switch monies around, okay? So you have any questions on that? That's basically what I did. Is this is pretty good. It's fine-tuned. We probably won't even have to make any more changes in the highway fund budget to the adopted stage. This is good enough, in my opinion, to go with the preliminary budget. So what we will do is, Joanne comes back from vacation tomorrow. She's going to load these changes if you're comfortable with them. I didn't change anything else. We're going to go with what basically was in a tentative budget, just moved around personnel cost and benefit.
Okay.
Okay,
yeah,
all right?
that's fine.
I'm glad we have more accurate numbers now.
Yes, it makes it much easier. I mean, if you're doing a budget where you don't have contract settlements, for labor unions, it makes it difficult. The general fund is a little different. Okay, in the next pack, you have another one that says general fund. Okay, and that's 27 pages. I'm just going to walk you through this. If you can skip the revenue changes, they're minor, but the bottom line is that the revenue changes is still going to remain the same. The bottom line will still be $5,823,515. No change in the tax levy. So if you go through this, I'm going to change to this. I am getting real familiar with the Town of Hyde Park budget, itemized budget now, because I got this itemized. I've been looking at copier rental contracts, software contracts, et cetera. So we got a really good handle on getting those costs down pretty close to what we think they are. So basically, what we're doing is changing monies in the accounts and moving monies around, okay? The big change that I'm recommending in the general fund is the increases, and I emailed you all. The increase, the tentative budget had increases in compensation for the town board and the town supervisor based on the government efficiency study, and I analyzed that, and I think they're pretty good suggestions, okay? They're still below what I think is comparable. I believe the town council positions in this town should be closer to $10,000. If you look at other towns in Dutchess County that are comparable, their council position is paid $9,000 to $10,000. The supervisor is way out of whack. But we're going to go with their suggestions, and what the town supervisor filed, that this town council position will be $7,500 apiece, and we're going to adjust the town supervisor position to $24,500 based on the government efficiency committee study. It's reasonable recommendations, and I believe thereafter in future years you got to continue to adjust those salaries so you can attract competent people to run for these positions, okay? The changes that I'm recommending to increase is the town clerk position. We had an attendant budget from 40 to 42. I'm suggesting you increase it to 44. The other one, the town justices, I believe, are more than comparable to the towns, and we're not going to make any adjustment increases to the town justices and the tax receiver, because basically those two positions are really part-time. Okay. The other one I'm suggesting that you increase, we originally had in here the tentative salary for the increase in the highway superintendent to 68. I'm suggesting you increase the highway superintendent to 70, based on my analysis of other comparable positions in Dutchess County. So if you're all in agreement with that, these changes are incorporated in here, okay? So the net change is, one position is being increased $2,000 more, and the same with the highway superintendent, $2,000 more than what was in the tentative budget, okay? I did some analysis of some other accounts and had to move monies around. I just switched accounts in certain ones, and basically there was no real effect. When I moved some monies around, we did have to reduce on page 13. I had to reduce the contingent account because we needed monies to offset these increases in compensation for the town clerk and the highway superintendent. So the contingent account will come down from 130 to 125. And I'm strongly suggest you keep that contingent account at 125 based on certain uncertainties that might occur with future contract settlements, the PBA and the CSEA. Okay, and I'm going to also recommend some adjustments in some other appointed positions that are not controlled by unions. The police has minor switches, but it doesn't change the bottom line. In the recreation budget on page
18.
22. Got a communication after the tentative budget filing from the Parks and Recreation Director. Kathleen recommended that we increase the seasonal staff for the pool based on some compliance and regulations that you have to pay, and we have to get certain training done, the lifeguards, et cetera. So we needed another $4,500 in that account. So I did some transfers and met with Kathleen to basically cover that change in her budget within her budget line. So the net effect is the total recreation budget has remained the same, but we just moved some monies around, and she was in agreement basically of how we handled that. So in conclusion with the general fund, if you go to the last page, the total does not change. You'll see that it still remains at $5,823,515. So this is my suggestion, that we file this as your preliminary budget tonight.
Okay.
Attach it to the resolution. I will definitely get the official ones, but this is the one you should probably file. We will, we'll input this to the system and get it official. And then you won't have to have the meeting on the 28th, because if you're going to file it tonight with this, you can.
And then we would have the public hearing on the November 4th.
Yeah, your resolution tonight reads, for setting the public hearing for the 4th, you have to advertise the new salaries that I'm recommending for the elected officials. That's part of the advertisement, that you have to include that. And the resolution should just say that the tentative budget presented by the supervisor to the town board, as amended by the town board and filed with the town clerk, is hereby and approved and adopted and filed as a preliminary budget as attached. So until we get the computer model done, we can attach this handwritten one, and that's good enough for the filing at this point until we conclude it tomorrow and get it in there.
And the tax rate and the tax levy is exactly what it was prior?
It's a 2% tax rate increase.
2%
People have to
tax
understand
rate.
the difference. We had a little difference of opinion with the press. They don't understand the tax levy increase is higher because you were able to pick up additional about $28,000 because you had increased assessed valuations.
Right. So well, that's great. And just to reiterate, the salaries, we are restoring them to what they were before. When the prior administration left, they lowered them. They had collected the salaries that we are restoring them to, but, on their way out the door, they did lower them. And so, we opted to keep them the same for the 2 years and felt that this is the fair time to restore them. So when there is an election, and it's not a certainty as to who will be sitting up here next time, but as TC said, it's, the intent is really to put them in line with the responsibilities, the amount of work, and what they are in other communities. And we're still below, but, we have to be able to attract good talent because this is it's a serious job. I mean, it's an $8 million budget. That's our primary goal. Our primary function is to manage these dollars for the taxpayers. So, it's a big responsibility and it should be taken seriously, and we should try to attract the best talent that we can.
Can we just go over the next steps on this? So if this becomes the preliminary tonight, it'll go up on the website, and then we'll have the public hearing on the 4th, right?
Yep.
And then the public would have a chance to make comments on any individual lines.
You take all public comments on the 4th.
If we see anything after we go through this in detail, we could
somebody
always...
might question something that you're
Yeah.
not comfortable with, and
Right.
you take their comments.
Right.
Usually you take their comments.
And then we could
It doesn't have to
modify
be a
it.
dialogue.
Right.
Yeah, you got
No, I know,
14
but-
days. I would say November 18th, you adopt the budget.
Okay, but if we could modify it again based on those comments
Well,
if we need to.
We'll
Without
pass the
it.
resolution, yes.
Right, okay. So that's a great process. And, I just really want to thank Aileen and TC and the staff for taking the time to, to work with all the department heads. The department heads, I know, were incredibly cooperative. Walt is here tonight, and I know he was really cooperative on this. And it's a lot of work to get all these numbers accurate, but it's great that you were able to get all that done and make this process smooth. So thank you.
Yep. Thank you, TC. Okay, I'm ready to go with your recommendations. Do you guys feel the same way?
Oh, yeah,
You guys okay?
absolutely. Yeah.
All right, good.
It's a great budget, so
Okay.
thank you, TC. Yeah, very appreciative.
Okay. All right, so with that, we'll go on to public comment on resolutions only. Would anyone from the public like to come on up and make a comment on any of the 9 resolutions before us? And doesn't look like that's the case. So why don't we just go ahead and move on to the resolutions then?
I forgot to say, Eric Palilli is also here tonight, and he also worked very
Yes, he did.
Yes, thank
hard
you.
on this budget. So
Absolutely.
thank you, and Walt. All right. Number 1, Resolution 1021-1 of 2013, resolution authorizing the use of the Recreation Trust Fund for certain improvements at Greenfield Park and Doty Park. And this is for playground equipment from the dedicated Recreation Trust Fund.
Right, it does not come out of the budget. So,
Second.
Second, and all in favor?
Aye. And I just want to, just on that resolution, we're actually going to be installing a handicap swing.
Yeah,
And that's, it's exciting for the families that have, challenged children, that they can actually go to and use our parks and have a swing. And I commend Kathleen and the Rec Commission for looking into this, and I'm glad that we're allowing them to do that.
Kathleen described that at a previous meeting, so I'm glad that they found a way to
Yeah,
pay
absolutely,
for
me
that.
too.
Yeah, it's
So-
great.
And I do think that a resident was making a donation as well.
Correct.
To help, which is very nice.
Correct.
Yep, from Winifred Farley of Doty Lane. So that's very nice. Okay. So all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Oh, sorry. Do we have a second?
Second?
I-
Oh, okay.
No, I made the
Okay.
Second?
And all in favor? Aye.
Resolution 1021-2 of 2013, authorizing the release of road opening bond.
I'll second it.
And all in favor?
Aye. Resolution 1021-3 of 2013, a resolution authorizing 2013-2014 grant application to the Justice Court Assistance Program, the JCAP.
And again, this is the court clerks are applying for grant monies to help get some needed equipment, so I commend them for that. And
Second.
so do we have, all in favor?
Aye.
Resolution 1021-4 of 2013, resolution authorizing return of erosion sediment control escrow balances. This is for work on Scenic Drive
On
and
Scenic
other
Drive.
locations.
Oh, okay. And do we have a second?
Second?
And all in favor?
Aye. Resolution 1021-5 of 2013, resolution authorizing the town supervisor to execute an intermunicipal agreement with the Staatsburg Fire District for snow plowing and salting services for the Staatsburg Fire District for 2 firehouses located in Staatsburg, New York.
And the firehouses compensate us for the salt, and this is something that Walt Doyle put together, so thanks, Walt, and we're happy to work with our fire districts.
I'll second that.
Sharing of services.
More sharing of services, yes. So, all in favor?
Aye.
Resolution 1021-6 of 2013, resolution reappointing Susan Pretak to the Recreation Commission for a term expiring November 30th, 2020.
Wow. Second.
Oh,
7-year
yeah,
term.
that's a scary sounding 2020, but I want to definitely thank Susan Pretak. She's a great dedicated volunteer,
Yes, she is.
and Recreation Commission is lucky to have her.
Quite a commitment.
Yeah, it is. So do we have a second? Or you already did? Okay, and all in favor?
Aye.
Resolution 1021-7 of 2013, resolution approving the preliminary budget and setting public hearing on the 2014 preliminary budget, which will be November 4th.
At 7:10. And all in favor?
Aye.
Resolution 1021-8, 2013, resolution appointing part-time police officer. And he's in the audience here.
yes.
He wants to stand up.
Yes, please do.
Great.
Well, thank you very much, and welcome aboard, and we're very happy to have you come on to our wonderful Hyde Park Police Department.
Yeah, thank you for serving. We appreciate it.
Very good police department. Be proud.
Yep.
Yep. I worked there
Okay.
for 20 years myself.
I'll second.
And all in favor? Aye.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Stay safe. And the last one for this evening be Resolution 1021-9 of 2013, a resolution authorizing police officer Joseph Walowiski to attend Basic School Resource Officer course on November 4th through the 8th, 2013.
I will second that.
And all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. That's great. So with that, can I have did we need to have an executive session? No. Okay, good. With that, then, can I have a motion to close the meeting?
Make a motion.
And a second?
Second.
And all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, everyone,
you.
for coming out. Hi, Warren.
Very good. Well, everybody have a good
There
night.
you go, you too.
All right, gotta try.
Donna will load those changes right away.
Okay.
Keep that for now.
I think this is Ken's. I